Hello everybody, Big Planes here, and today I have another exciting update video for you on the Qatar Airways A350-1000. Now, before I get too deep into talking about the updates that I've made to the Airbus A350, I would like to give a quick but very thankful shout out to all of the patrons who are supporting the channel over on Patreon. I know I haven't been as active in the last 6 months, but I still appreciate everybody on Patreon who has stuck with the channel over these years. You guys are a huge reason why I'm able to build these planes. So, yes, it's been a couple of weeks, and I've been doing a little bit of traveling during that time, so I apologize for not having an update video out a little bit sooner, but today I've got some pretty exciting updates on the A350, and I want to try to go over everything that I've done since the last update, which is a fair amount, and there's a lot of complexities here, so I'm going to try to show you the best that I can what's going on here. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. So yes, this is the A350-1000, and of course the wingspan on this thing is pretty huge, right? It's an A350. It's a competitor to the 777 essentially in size, so this is a very large airplane. And the last time we talked, the last time we had an update video, I mostly just had this area here sorted out and a little bit of this area back here, right? And since then, the wings have begun to expand out in both directions, and this area has been much more developed. So I kind of want to explain what's going on here, why I'm doing certain things, and what is to come. So the first thing you're probably going to notice is that the wing box has expanded out. And this is a big deal because this is, I would say, probably one of, if not the hardest parts of the airplane, just because there is so much going on here. You have the wing box structure here, which we talked about at length in the last video. We have, at least on this model, this big hole right here, this giant thing that goes all the way through the airplane. This is the stand mount, and I've debated whether I should have my stand mount here or whether I should have it back here. I wanted to have the stand mount as close to the center of mass as possible, which ideally would be right between the landing gear. But since the stand at a minimum needs to be 4 studs wide, since I want to use the same stand that I used on the DC-10, and I've determined that 4 studs wide is the minimum to hold a large plane like this. I would not feel confident having this up on a 2 or 3 stud wide stand. So 4 studs wide is the minimum. I really do not want this falling off a stand. And so therefore I wanted to have a stand mount somewhere here. And if you remember on the DC-10, I was able to put it right between the main gear. That's because the DC-10 had enough room between the main gear where the third wheel gear typically would have gone, and lucky for me, the DC-10-10, which was the first variant, did not have a third wheel. So that worked out perfectly. I was able to put the stand mount right in the center of mass. Unfortunately, with this one, we don't have quite as much room here, so it either has to go slightly forward or slightly aft. I've decided to put it slightly forward. This is tricky though, because this is also the heart. This is the literal heart of the airplane. This is a very complex area right here, and cutting out a giant 4x9 stud hole was not exactly easy to do. So I've gone ahead and I've done that. This is pretty much as high as this is going to go. The next step will be to put a Technic deck right here, and then on top of that Technic deck, which will be 1 brick high, we will put a plate layer, which will then be the floor. So this basically, this stand mount hole here basically goes all the way to the floor. It goes through the entire heart of the airplane. It has to be extremely strong, and I assure you this is very strong. This is the core of the airplane. This is all interlapping plates. This is an extremely strong assembly. This is not going to break. But the other deal here is that since this is a very large airplane, the landing gear has to be supported. So what we've got going on here is this is essentially a dual wing box design, which is tricky because this, for anybody who's built one of these, you know if you angle it like this, and I talked about this a lot in the last video, it's going to have a tendency to want to pitch the wings forward. And of course this is not being angled. This is perpendicular to the fuselage here. This is just at a 90 degree angle. And the reason I have it like this is to allow the landing gear to directly mount to the wing. And this can be risky because this is going to be a very heavy airplane, and we do not want the landing gear snapping the wings, and we do not want the landing gear forcing the wings up. Like, we already have a dihedral structure here. We do not need the landing gear here to push the wing up even more. So this is I'm gonna have to be very careful here. I'm gonna have to very much reinforce this. I'm gonna have to overlap this a little so this wing does not have too much of a dihedral, which is a problem because this wing also needs to be able to support itself entirely without the landing gear when it's up on the stand. But when it's on its landing gear, it cannot flex in the opposite direction. So this is sort of tricky. And I had to align this to connect with this. You can see there are some hinges right here. So this is level and this is level. So I know this is really complicated and it's a lot to wrap your mind around, especially this is why it's taken 2 weeks to get to this point. But now that this area has mostly been figured out, this is going to start moving very quickly because now I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. Whereas before, it's not that I didn't have an idea of what I was doing. It's just that I've been proceeding very slowly and very carefully because it's hard to go back and change things once you put them in, especially when they're under 15 layers of stacked plates. So yeah, I'm here now. This area here has been reinforced around these, and this area here has not. This will obviously all get covered up and smoothed out. The way this is going to work is I've already built some bricks on side here, and this is going to be a very complex wing. I do not want any studs showing on the top, and I do not want any anti-studs showing on the bottom. So the way that this is going to work is bricks on side will go right about here. They want to move around right now because it's not connected, but that's cool. So these will go here. It'll be smooth on the front there. We'll have tiles running along, oops, wants to slide. We'll have tiles running along the back here, and then we'll have curved slopes directly attached here, and those tiles will bleed under this. So it's going to be tricky. I still have some work to do to figure out the details on how this is going to work, but it's coming along and the general shape is coming together, which is good. This wing is going to take at least a month or two to design because I want it to be perfect. I want it to be elegant. I want it to have that nice dihedral where it sweeps up towards the tips, and I want to make sure it looks really good. And not to mention that the bottom of the wing will also be fully, it's a little blurry right there, will also be fully tiled. So it's obviously not right now, but when this is done, the top will be totally smooth and the bottom will be totally smooth. Just a totally smooth, aerodynamic, sleek wing with all of the control surfaces. We'll have motorized engines, the lights, everything. So this is really the challenge of building this, is that it's huge and we want it to look really, really good. So yeah, that's basically what's going on with the wing structure. As we keep moving along here, this is going to get covered up, obviously. So I wanted to do a video now, really just showing what is going on in here. It's a little blurry. There we go. Showing what is going on in here so everybody can see what's going on in here, just how complex this is before it all gets covered up and looks really simple and smooth. So that's the big update here. I've also started integrating some wires. I've decided I'm going to put the IR receiver down here, and I'm going to run cables for the engines up along here, out here at a 90-degree angle, and then straight to the engines here. So that's how those are going to go. It's going to go roughly right here, like that for each wing. The lights will be up here for landing lights. We'll have navigation lights and strobe lights on the top and bottom. So yes, and of course this is obviously the landing gear cut out. This is going to probably move around a little. This has to be cut out because this wing's at an angle and the gear are going to fold in here. So this is going to be a room taken up by all the landing gear assembly. So yeah, a lot going on here. I still need to design the Fowler flaps that are going to go back here. Thankfully they're a single stage or single slot Fowler flap, so they're pretty simple. But I want to make sure I do those correctly. I'm going to come around the table here. And yeah, so this is pretty much what we're looking at here today. Not super complicated, but it gets the job done. And in the next update, I'm hoping to really have a lot of this area done, if not covered up. I want to have all of the flaps built in here. I want to be all the way out to our cutoff section here so that we can start working out towards the outer wing panels. And this is a big deal because once this center section is done, I can start working out in all directions. I can work out here, I can work out towards the back, and I can work forward. But the center section is the nerve center of the airplane. There's a lot going on here. It has to be structurally strong, very strong. We cannot allow any fuselage sag here. We cannot allow any wing sag. We obviously don't want the wing structure to fail. This is also where most of the electronics are centralized. So yeah, a lot going on here, but some really good updates. I'm really actually quite happy with how this is coming along, and I'm looking forward to bringing more updates, hopefully within the next week or two. I know it's been a couple of weeks since the last one. I know I'm not moving quite as fast as I wanted to initially, but we're going to make up for that in these next couple of weeks by really just getting the ball rolling on this. So yeah, exciting update today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will be sure to keep everybody up to date as we move forward. And just as a side note, thank you for helping the channel reach 100,000 subscribers. If you're still sticking around 10 minutes into the video, I just really want to thank you. That means you're one of the OGs, which I obviously appreciate. So yeah, big milestone. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome that you've stuck with me for all of these years as I build these giant Lego airplanes. So yeah, exciting project up ahead here. I'm really looking forward to seeing this super smooth and sleek wing be finished off. And yeah, I'll be sure to post another update video in the next few days, hopefully. We'll see, but hopefully in the next few days. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and bye for now.